Merry Christmas, everyone. You know, Xenoblade has always been such a special series to me personally. I first played the series when I got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 from the library, around the same time as when this video is coming out. Although there's always been one game I've been missing from my Xenoblade collection, and that's the physical edition of Torna the Golden Country. But who knows? Maybe there will be a Christmas miracle this year and I'll get the game. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the history of Xenoblade games on Switch. Our journey starts with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on Nintendo Switch. This game released December 1st, 2017, and opened to mixed reviews, to say the least. Some people loved this game, and some people hated it, although IGN gave it an 8.5, which I didn't even know was possible because I thought they only gave out 7s. But what do I think of the game, you might ask? Well, at least I hope you asked. I really liked this game. The story of the game follows our main character Rex as he makes his way to Elysium. Now personally, I really like this story, and I know some people don't really like Rex as a main character, but I think he's fine. Then there's the gameplay, which I admit has some of the worst tutorials I've ever seen. But once you understand the combat, the game is really fun. Then there's the music, which is so good it belongs in a museum. And this game also has my personal favorite song of all time, which is One Last You. Although, overall, I love this game, and it's probably my favorite in the series. As we transitioned into the next year, Monolith would release some pretty cool DLC that would include new blades and a brand new battle arena that had Shulk. However, later that year we would see possibly one of the biggest DLCs ever released. On September 14th, 2018, almost a full year after the base game, we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. This DLC was so big, it got its own physical release in some countries. Only if it released in Canada. Torna covers the story of what happened to, well, Torna, the Golden Country, the place we see flashbacks of throughout the entirety of base game Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This game is pretty similar to the base game with a few changes. For example, now you can switch between the driver and blade instead of just being able to switch between the blades in battle. Also, if you love side quests, this game is for you because most of this game is side quests, which is fine, and I guess it's not the worst thing in the world, but man, there's just so many side quests you have to do to progress through the story. Although this game is definitely not bad, the story, gameplay, and music are all still great, and I do still really like this game. Whew, that was a lot of Xenoblade 2. I think I'm gonna go take a break and get some hot chocolate or something. Guys, what do we do? About what? Dash wants the physical version of Torna the Golden Country for Christmas. How are we going to do that? I might know where to get that. Mithra, you have another copy? Maybe. Well then, let's get to it. Wait everyone, he's coming. Stand still. I'm back. Huh, that's weird. I don't remember leaving my amiibos on the table. But since Shulk's here, that reminds me of the next game Nintendo released in the Xenoblade Chronicles series, which was Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This hot chocolate's great. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition came out a few years after Torna on May 29th, 2020. At least this time North America didn't have to wait years for this game to be localized. Even if people in North America didn't have to wait years for this game to come out, this game still had a not so great start. IGN in particular caused a lot of drama online because they released one of the worst reviews I've ever seen. In the review they mispronounced names of characters and complained about the game, and then proceeded to give the game an 8 out of 10, which first off doesn't make any sense because they complained about the game for the whole video, and second, I thought IGN only gave out 7, so something must have been going on at IGN that day. Anyway, Xenoblade 1 is definitely my least favorite in the series, and follows the main character Shulk as he wants to get revenge on the Mechonis. This story focuses a lot on the idea of the future, while Xenoblade 2 focuses a lot more on the idea of the past. Now, for me personally, I find the idea of the past a lot more interesting, but Xenoblade 1's story is definitely not bad either. In fact, it's really good. This game just happens to be my least favorite in the series. In terms of gameplay, I do really like traversing the Bionis, and the combat is still very good, just like in Xenoblade 2. However, I do think the music is a downgrade compared to Xenoblade 2, because there's just not as many tracks I like. This game does have my favorite character in the series though, which is Alvis. His character is really interesting, and knowing what we know now after Future Redeemed, his character gets a lot better. Fine, I guess I'll talk about it. Included with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is the brand new side story Future Connected. Future Connected is my personal least favorite thing in the Xenoblade series by far. Future Connected takes place 1 year after the events of the base game, and is basically here just to finish up Melia's character arc. In Future Connected, everything is made much more simplified, and it makes the game feel more boring. For example, you know how Shulk used to get visions in battle? Well, in Future Connected, they got rid of those visions. Also, there's no more gem crafting in this game, and now gem deposits give you the full gem without having to craft them. Also, they didn't even add any new characters in this side story, because the two quote-unquote new characters are really just Ryan and Charla disguised as Nopon. Sorry, I'm just not a big fan of Future Connected, but I guess I'll talk about the story. The story of Future Connected is fine. Nothing terrible, but nothing great. The story follows Melia as she goes back to Alchemoth, and along the way Shulk and Melia will have to close the dangerous Fog Beast portal. Overall, this story's fine. It does what it sets out to do, which is complete Melia's story. I don't really understand what the Fog Beasts are, but the music is pretty good. Which reminds me, the music in Future Connected is on par with base game Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's just that there are way less tracks overall. But do I like Future Connected? Not really, but it's not bad, it's just really mediocre. Well, that was Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Definitely my least favorite in the series, but still a great game. And is it just me, or it's a little chilly right now? I think I'm gonna go and get a blanket and come back in a sec. He's finally gone. Yeah, now Mithra, lead the way. Yeah, I'm going. Everyone, follow Mithra. I'm back. Hey, wait a minute, where'd all my amiibos go? Anyway, where was I? Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Future Connected, and what came after that? Oh right, the new Smash character Pyra and Mithra were released. Before the release of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Nintendo had a spectacular Xenoblade surprise for us in store. Pyra and Mithra would be joining Smash Bros. Ultimate. When I saw this trailer, I was so hyped. I thought it was going to be some like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC or something when I first saw it. But no, the character I wanted to appear most in Smash Bros. Made it. On March 4th, 2021, Pyra and Mithra joined the roster. Now, personally, I really like these characters, but I know some people might be like, it's another anime sword fighter. But would you rather this, or what feels like the 20th Fire Emblem character? I think I know what you choose. Plus, Pyra and Mithra have the really cool switching mechanic that Pokemon Trainer has, and also, Pyra and Mithra each have their own strengths and weaknesses, which is really cool. Then, there's the stage. It's so beautiful. The stage, which is the Cloud Sea of All Rest, looks amazing, and is one of my favorite stages in the game. But along with that, there's also new Xenoblade music included, so let's take a look. The Xenoblade Chronicles 2 melody, sure. Torna theme, great. And, oh, Counterattack. I love that song. Let's hear it. What did they do to my boy? Counterattack in Smash is not nearly as good as it is in the original. But the worst part is, they didn't even include the original in the game. So if you wanted to listen to Counterattack, you can't because you have to listen to this awful version. But besides that misstep, the Pyra and Mithra fighter pack is super good and is one of my favorite characters in the game. Now it's time to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the final game in the Klaus saga and released on July 29th, 2022. This game was originally going to release in September, but was most likely swapped with Splatoon 3's release date because that game needed more development time. I got Xenoblade 3 for my birthday, and this game was a great gift. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is the perfect combination of Xenoblade 1 and 2 in almost every way. For example, it combines the Xenoblade 1 style of having arts charge over time, and the Xenoblade 2 style of having arts charge with auto attacks. Not to mention, IGN gave this game an 8, so that's how you know it's good. Also, this game combines music tracks from the first two games to make something new, which is just so awesome. Although, you know, I'm still mad about Xenoblade 3 not winning Best Score at the Game Awards. However, something I love about Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is how there's a reason behind everything being a combination of the first two games. At the start of the game, both Xenoblade 1 and 2's worlds merge together. This is so cool, because it makes it so that there's a reason behind a lot of stuff from Xenoblade 1 and 2 being combined. It's because the worlds in the game are combined. This game's story follows our main character Noah and the rest of his friends as he works to find the city and defeat Zed. It's a pretty good story overall. Xenoblade 3 is really good, although I would recommend playing it last because of how many references to Xenoblade 1 and 2 are included in the game. But there's one last surprise Nintendo had to end off the Klaus saga. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed is the Torna of Xenoblade 3. Future Redeemed is the true ending to the Xenoblade Klaus saga and must be played last no matter what. This game has so many references to other Xenoblade games, and on top of that, it has characters from past games like Shulk and Rex. I don't want to talk about Future Redeemed too much here for spoiler reasons, but this DLC was so perfect. It has everything I could ever want from an expansion to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Also, the world design in particular is amazing, and the new combat and music does not disappoint. Overall, the Future Redeemed DLC is everything I could ever want, and with Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition on the horizon, I cannot wait to see what's next for the series. Well, I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow. Haha, we found it. Yeah, of course we did. The time is now. Let's get to rapping. Finally it's done. Let's hope he likes it. He will. I know he will. And besides...
I'm really feeling it!
Good morning, everyone. Huh. What's this? A present? For me? May as well open it. No way. It's the physical edition of Torn of the Golden Country. It's a Christmas miracle.
Just in time for the final act, boy. I've saved you the best seats in the house.
Who was that? Malos. What are you doing here? I just want to play Torn of the Golden Country.
Figured as much.
Malos, are you sure you want to ruin my day and take this game I've been waiting to play away from me?
I don't understand the question.
What's there to understand? It's my game that just somehow appeared. Not somehow. We did this. My amiibos. But how? We were alive this whole time. Well, if you say so. But we have to take down Malos.
Why don't you just let it go? Who do you think you're doing this for?
I'm doing it for myself. If it helps put smiles on people's faces, helps them live their lives together, then that's my role in this world. Ah!
This is all a sham! Today, we use our power to fell a god, and then seize our destiny!
Dash, are you ready? Yes. Let's do this! Whew, that was a close one. Well, thanks Amiibo for the present. And thank you, the viewer, for watching this channel. Ever since I rebooted this channel about 2 years ago, it's been a great past 2 years. And I just wanted to thank you for subscribing and watching my videos. Anyway, hope you have a great rest of the year, and see you next year in 2025. See you next time. Bye.